Judge Mathis, Judge Faith, Judge Joe Brown. I continue. Never would I thought in a million years that I would be arrested at Oral Roberts University. Again, I'm a former student there, and each time that I was arrested, they told me that I was trespassing. They told me that I was trespassing at the school, and they took me in the back of the police station under the under parking garage, and it was night, and they told me that they tried to put me in a blue dumpster, and they I just started yelling and screaming and calling on God. I was even speaking in tongues, and they told me, "You, we're not going to put you in a dumpster. We're going to put you in a cell next to the dumpster." And I said, "Well, I don't want to be in a cell next to the dumpster either." And they started running me over to the secluded corner right across from the dumpster. Um, and then I just screamed and prayed and so loud. They ended up putting me in the jail anyway. I was there for 24 hours. They put me in a black and white stripe, made me get dressed out in the black and white stripes. The next morning, they put me in a black van with black tinted windows. They changed my legs. I had chains on my legs and these horrible handcuffs that were very, very painful. And they took me way up to Moby jail. And they made me stay there for 3 nights. And I just was devastated. And I came home to St. Louis. I had no idea that I was going to come home to St. Louis, but I came home to St. Louis. I hadn't lived here in about almost 4 years. I lived in Miami, and I got this letter in the mail. It was actually at my aunt's house. She handed me this letter saying that I had to be in court on February the 19th, 2019, at 10 a.m. And if I don't show up in court, there will be a warrant out for my arrest. They said that it says that I was trespassing on private property, which they always say that it's private property when it's not. Whether it's my church or whether it's my school. I was arrested at the laundromat just for doing my laundry, and I was told that I was trespassing there, and they told me you cannot come back to this laundromat again. I'm causing no disturbance or anything, just minding my own business. And I have every right to be in these places, and they have no right to even the fact that they are aware of my whereabouts, but they have no right to be aware of my whereabouts, on my whereabouts. So, but this letter says that I was arrested for trespassing on private property and resisting arrest and assault for the third, which I don't know what that means. But they always have tried to say that I couldn't come back to the place, and that it was private property. And I'm just tired of it. I was arrested in South Beach on Memorial Day for no reason at all. Again, just sitting down drinking a soda in front of a large crowd. They told me that I was trespassing. They put me in a prison van and drove me to Miami-Dade Corrections jail, and made me stay there for 3 months. I was there on my birthday, and then they put me in a jail diversion program and told me that I had to be monitored for a whole year. And just very, very, just a violation of my rights. And I was told by someone that I could get arrested for leaving the state of Florida, but I'm not a native there. I'm not from there. Although I lived there for um, 3 years, almost 4 years. But they it's just a violation of my rights. And prior to that, I was arrested off of Miami-Dade bus. I was in Aventura Mall, standing in front of the movie theater waiting on some friends to get my shoes back to me because they were stolen off the beach. And Tyler Perry lookalike walked up to me. I was so excited because I thought it was him, but he said, "You're going to get arrested for trespassing if you don't get out this mall." And I said, "I have every right to be in this mall, but I had had enough of being arrested, and I didn't want to be arrested, so I left the mall, and I hopped on the bus. And when I got on the bus, um, two police officers stopped the bus. They tased me about 5 times. When I told the officer I was pregnant, once I could catch my breath, because my circulation was it just was off, and I couldn't breathe or anything. And they told me that he literally stopped the bus and made all the passengers get off before he tased me. And he told the bus driver to drive up some ways, and the bus driver took off and left the passengers there and drove a couple of miles down. And that's when he tased me. And then they publicly just humiliated me. They took me and put me in a took me to the hospital, and they put me in a hospital bed with cuffs all down the bed, from my arms all the way down to my legs. And that they were just shouting things, derogatory, getting very derogatory toward me. And then they put me in Miami-Dade Corrections jail, and made me stay there for 6 months. I was there from June to 2 days before Christmas, and it was for just I'm just riding a bus. I'm just standing in the mall, and they, like everybody else, and I kept, told them, what's the difference between me and everybody else here, and they just tell me that I'm trespassing, and you can't come back to this place anymore. The mall is private property. They would tell me. And when I got arrested I'm just backing up a little bit, but when I got arrested at Oral Roberts University, my computers, I had 2 computers that were stolen. They stole all my curling irons. I had 3 bad stilettos. And this was not the first time. They stole my microphone for recording my studio equipment. And this is not the first time that they've stolen my computers. This is not the first time that they've stolen my microphone. This is not the first time. My phone was also stolen. And I was arrested at Boys Jewish Hospital twice, much in the same way. Just sitting in the waiting room, and they told me that I was trespassing just for sitting in the waiting room, and just took me to jail. They took me down to the ground floor of the hospital and put me in a chair, handcuffed me to the chair, and interrogate me. And this they had done on a lot of occasions. Took me down to the ground floor and handcuffed me to a chair and just really interrogate, it, it being very mean to me. And I was even cuffed and had my wrist bent all the way back. Um, and they I was arrested at Walmart on Martin Luther King in Atlanta, Georgia. They told me that they put me in a prison van there too. They tried to accuse me of theft, which I've never stolen anything in my life. I'm a Christian woman. Like I said, been saved since I was 7, in ministry since I was 17. And he rolled back the cameras, literally rolled back the cameras in front of me. And I watched myself on cameras make the purchase. We all watched it, me make the purchase, and they put me in jail anyway. And I was in jail in Atlanta for 3 weeks. And then in St. Louis, Missouri, I went to flight attendant training to talk to a recruiter about flight attendant, because I just, after being through so much of this, I've wanted to um, explore the world, and just see something beautiful. And when I got there, officers met me in the building. They actually sent a lady in the bathroom. And the lady harassed me and told me that she was going to call the police on me if I didn't get out the bathroom. And about 2 police cars came, and that was a black officer by the name of Streamman. He had on his name tag, and they told me that I had to leave because I would be arrested for trespassing. And they handcuffed me anyway. Um, they threatened me, told me if I didn't give them the name of the recruiter, that I'm going to be arrested. But I knew that I was going to be arrested anyway, because they were already out with the handcuffs. And I was arrested after we did the play. Um, I, and we had a mega fest in Dallas, Texas at T.D. Jakes Church. I went back up the um, to the church to inquire about the next drama that we would do, because I was a part of that when we did that Christmas. But this was actually about a year or two later, and I'm on the church lot and church grounds, and they just told me that a security guard named Miller came out and told me that if I didn't get off the church, if I didn't get out of the church, that I would be arrested for trespassing. And he began calling the police. I was very cooperative with him. I told him, look, I'm leaving. I'm just going to call my ride. I'm leaving. He followed me all the way across the lot, harassed me, and within minutes the police was there. There was a black female officer. I thought, thank God, she's going to help me. And I told her, this man is violating my rights. He's trying to get me arrested for no reason at all. I'm in the drama ministry here, and just inquiring about when we're going to do the next play. And she just looked at me, and she was just a really nasty demeanor. Um, and she just told them, put her in the car. And I just thought that was a disgrace for her. And I was arrested in Ferguson Fluorescent Laundromat right across the street from Berkeley High School. They were having an event there across the street. Well, I'm in the laundromat just doing my laundry, and a officer came in the laundry room and told me, get out of here or you're going to be arrested for trespassing. And he began pulling on me, tugging on me, and he tore my jacket. I had a leather jacket. He tore the arm off my leather jacket, just ripped it totally off my jacket, and put me in jail for 3 weeks. I'm just in jail for no reason at all, just trying to just for existing. And again, each time I went to jail, they would announce Miss Mitchell's name, and I got arrested at Bethesda Temple in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm influential at the youth and all over, just all over states, all over, and I was supposed to be a part of their youth ministry, their youth leader, and they took, when I went up there to inquire about, what was the next thing we were supposed to do with that ministry. 7 police officers surrounded me, told me that I was trespassing. They arrested me and put me in jail for 3 weeks. They, I was also arrested for no reason at all. Again, at I went down to the office where you get restraining orders from, and there I was just filling out papers about the whole ordeal that I had been through, and about, I don't know, it was so many of them, about 10 or 12, 13, 14 officers surrounded me. They wrestled me to the ground and told me that 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 I could not fill out the papers for a restraining order. That I had to wait and come back to another day. They put me in a bottom cell under on the ground floor and held me there for hours. And then I was released. Thank God. But that was a horrible, horrible experience. I mean, what do you do when this kind of thing is happening to you? And I had came home to St. Louis, Missouri again, and I had called the police because my father, who molested me, had told me that I could not see my son on Christmas, and so he told me. Plus, he told me that he he had my son, which he did not at the time by himself. He wasn't alone with him, but I called the police on him for that, and an officer by the name of Tate came in the Denny's where I was, and she came with she was a black female, Officer Tate, and her partner, Officer Baum, spelled Balm, came in the Denny's, and I was trying to do a police report on my father because I didn't feel like my son was safe with him. Plus, he's a child molester. He molested me. He didn't need to be with my son or tell me that I could not see my son for Christmas. Um, and they arrested me right in Denny's. I was trying to call the chief of police because um, I was just while I was telling them about it, they wanted to. I knew that they wanted to put me in a police car, and I didn't want to get in the police car after all that I had been through. And they arrested me and wrestled me to the floor in Denny's and threw me in jail, made me get dressed out in the orange. And I was there for 24 hours. And, it's just total injustice to me while I'm trying to protect my child. And that point on, that really affected me in ways that I cannot explain, that I cannot even tell you right now. But I was so affected by that, and so traumatized by that arrest. And there have been so much institutional abuse that I had went through. Even when I was at Miami-Dade jail, 2 days in my Miami-Dade jail cell from being arrested on a bus stop. They had me there for 6 months, but about the second or third, fourth day, they walked into the cell, these nurses, and these people with like space suits on, white space suits, and they put a white mask over my head. And while I was still in restraints, they cuffed me to a chair, and they put a white mask over my head, and they began choking me with the mask, and just unnecessary, very unnecessary for me to be in jail to begin with, and then to get that kind of abuse. And there were other things that I can't mention right now, but Judge Mathis, Judge Faith, Judge Joe Brown, I need your help. These are, I'm arrested because of innocence, just for being innocent, just for being saved, just for being a Christian woman, and I don't deserve it as an American citizen. I should be able to go wherever I want to go without having the King, Mitchell, um, um, have me arrested for no reason at all. They have my whereabouts, and I just want to know how y'all are able to even find me from state to state. I have been arrested, and just out doing me, and just out, trying to carry out God's plan on my life, and be all that God wants me to be. And I was told, they said in the Tulsa jail cell that they molested a 19-year-old, and these are just, a horrible situation for someone, a woman of my caliber, to have to go through. And, you know, well, I got a story, that I could tell the youth now, and I wrote a play called Cuffs so that I could raise awareness about it. I wrote the play um, years ago for someone else, but never did I think that I would be writing it. I would have to write it for myself. Um, they have the news tied up because with every arrest, I would call the news, and the news would just tell me that they cannot take my story, and that I have to call a lawyer. And legal aid is giving me the runaround, and I am just, you know, frightened and betrayed. When I was in a cell at Miami-Dade Correction for just riding a bus, they sent a lady into the cell to tell me that it's time to kidnap, she said. And she mentioned my son's name, Jaden. And she said that they're going to put him in a Jordan River. And Vakeen's last name is Jordan, Vakeen Jordan Mitchell. And at the time they was announcing her name in a jail cell, Vakeen Jordan, Mitchell, So, that's something that I just didn't deserve. And when I went to um, to call, because I didn't get a phone call the whole time I was there, the 6 months. I did not get a phone call, and they took me to in the office, because I told them, I basically had to get with that chick, that was threatening my son, and they had to pull her out of the cell with me because I'm just like any other mother, and that don't even work in the animal kingdom. So, you're not gonna tell me that you're going to, have my son kidnapped and drowned or do any kind of harm to Titus Jaden Wade, and think that you can get away with it. And so, I didn't. It was just a mess. So I went over to the psychiatrist. They told me to go to the psychiatrist. I went over to the psychiatrist. And this was weeks, months after that incident. They just, would not get me the phone so I could even check on my son. But I'm sitting in a psychiatrist's office with, I'm cuffed to the chair. I have one arm free. And I told them I told them what happened with the lady threatening my kid while I was here. And I needed to use the phone to check on my son. And the psychiatrist told me that I could not use his phone. So I took my other hand and I grabbed the phone anyway and just started dialing. And about 6 female officers came and started kicking me and punching me, calling me out of my name, and then they sent me back. And just, I was livid. I was just furious. I just could not believe that I had to go through that. And on top of going through all of that, I find myself at Oral Roberts University, and I'm on campus, coming out of the prayer tower on my way to campus church, and the officer just swings around and tell me he's going to arrest me for trespassing, and I'm just, you know, um, outdone because of what I had to go through. So, Judge Mathis, Judge Faith, Judge Joe Brown, please help me. This is Shirley Wade. Please help me.